It all started with a now-deleted Instagram story, the kind you put up after a weekend of partying. Perhaps the 8 guys in the snapshot had had a little too much champagne. Colapinto's father, Anibal Colapinto, made a post with the caption, "There are a few of us who know everything, F1 2025. But what is so special about 2025 since Colapinto is going to be a reserve driver at Williams anyway? Is there something his father knows that we don't?" The last time we checked, all 20 seats for the 2025 F1 season have been filled. So how can this possibly work out? Colapinto, who is an Argentine by birth but of Italian descent through his dad, has been linked with a move to Alpine for the 2025 season. This news, which was first reported by Argentine-based publication, Diario Olé, claimed that Colapinto is close to securing a race seat with Alpine for 2025. They also hinted that Alpine might just surprise everyone with an announcement this coming week. Like many, we were initially doubtful, but Alpine has now confirmed him as their reserve driver for next season. On the surface, this makes no sense. He will automatically be the reserve for Williams anyway, so what is so special about Alpine? James Vowles has made it crystal clear that Franco will spend a year on the reserve and that he will benefit from being off the spotlight. Since he is already a guaranteed reserve at Williams, why then would he choose to be a reserve at Alpine? Why would you exchange an apple for another apple? What are we missing? Today, we are here to inform you that Colapinto will most likely replace Jack Doohan sometime in the 2025 season. This must hurt because Doohan hasn't even driven a race for the team, and Colapinto's shadow now looms large over him. It doesn't help that Alpine's Flavio Briatore witnessed Colapinto qualify ahead of Doohan at the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Flavio is definitely a difficult boss and has been known to say that he reserves the right to replace underperforming drivers at will. But what about Jack Doohan's contract? In F1, contracts are just a piece of paper that can be torn provided a team is willing to pay enough money. This was what happened to Perez when Red Bull broke his contract with 1 year to spare. Irrespective of terms and conditions, drivers can be replaced at will. It has been reported that Doohan's current contract will last only 6 races, just until the Miami GP. But on the flip side, it's really tough luck for Doohan, who himself was a replacement for Esteban Ocon. Ocon had tried to play a fast one on the team, but was caught out. The driver was linked to a mid-season switch to Williams last season. Team principal James Vowles confirmed the driver had visited the team's factory for a test around the time of the British Grand Prix. Marcin Budkowski, former Alpine executive, later revealed that the team found out about Ocon's trip when the GPS system on his company car exposed him. Ocon had stopped in the Williams factory car park for 5 hours. And this is how everyone at Alpine found out that Esteban spent half a day there. When asked by a French publication, Le Parisien, about why he cut off Ocon, Briatore accurately said the driver had become demotivated towards the end of the season, hence why he was released from his contract. But how can we explain the imminent sacking of Doohan? Was he also demotivated? Perhaps you guys might have a better answer in the comments. The issue is that Flavio is the last person anyone should trust. Colapinto cannot afford to relax, as the same fate that has been meted to Ocon and Doohan could very well happen to him. Flavio is essentially a former convict and ideally shouldn't be running a Formula One team. This is especially true if you consider his 2008 Singapore Grand Prix cheating that attracted a lifetime penalty for him. The former Renault team boss had ordered Nelson Piquet Jr. to deliberately crash to give a sporting advantage to Fernando Alonso. There have been other allegations of cheating, including the 1994 launch control controversy and the 2007 Spygate affair. He has also had a history of legal battles at the courts. In the 1980s, he was convicted in Italy on multiple counts of fraud related to gambling activities. He received 2 prison sentences, though he never served time in jail. The first conviction in Bergamo was for 1 year and 6 months. He was convicted at trial in Treviso to 3 years for various fraud counts, including a rigged card game in which he was found to have used marked decks of cards to defraud other players. He fled to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands and only returned after the sentences were extinguished by an amnesty. In 2010, his luxury yacht, Force Blue, was seized by Italian authorities as part of an investigation into tax evasion. He was charged with failing to pay over €3.6 million in value-added tax (VAT) on fuel and €800,000 in property taxes. He and 4 others were also accused of falsely declaring that the yacht was available for charter, when it was being used by him and his family. In 2015, he was found guilty and given a suspended sentence of 1 year and 11 months. However, after a series of appeals, Italy's Supreme Court of Cassation overturned the conviction in 2018. In 2021, a court of appeal in Genoa acquitted him and the other defendants. So we ask again, should Franco and his representatives really trust this guy? And where does this leave Jack Doohan? Jack Doohan is in a precarious position as an Alpine driver. Should Colapinto eventually take his seat, the son of the 5-time MotoGP world champion will consider his chances in an outside F1. Should he be unable to perform, the driver will look at other reserve development roles. He's proven his speed in F2, and his experience with Alpine would be valuable to other teams looking to develop their simulator programs and groom future talent. Teams like Haas, Williams, or even a team undergoing a rebuild like Audi could be interested in a young driver for reserve duties. This route keeps him in the paddock and visible to teams for future opportunities. More so, the F1 driver market can be incredibly unpredictable. An unexpected retirement, a sudden driver change due to poor performance, or a team looking to make a bold move could create an opening. While unlikely, Doohan would need to be ready to step in at a moment's notice. Outside of Formula One, the driver will be wise to consider IndyCar. There is a growing possibility for F2 drivers in the series who don't make the immediate jump to F1. IndyCar offers a competitive racing environment, and Doohan's talent could shine there. Formula E is also an option for him. The series is gaining popularity and manufacturer support. Several former F1 and F2 drivers have found success in Formula E. It's a different style of racing, but Doohan's adaptability could make him a strong contender. Endurance racing, particularly in the growing hypercar categories, is attracting a lot of interest. Manufacturers are heavily involved, and there are opportunities for talented drivers. This path offers a chance to race at prestigious events, and Jack might just find his mojo away from the Formula One spotlight. His last consideration will be the Super Formula. This Japanese top-level single-seater series is another potential destination. It's a highly competitive championship with powerful cars. But we could all be wrong. Jack might just surprise us all and put up a great show at the end of the season. In the event that this happens, then Flavio will very well tell Colapinto to continue his work behind the simulator. A potential driver drama unfolding at Alpine serves as a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play in Formula One. Flavio, a figure synonymous with both triumph and controversy, once again finds himself at the centre of a brewing storm. His past actions, from the crash scandal to his legal battles, paint a picture of a man who operates by his own rules. For Colapinto and Doohan, navigating this environment will require not only exceptional driving talent, but also a keen awareness of the political landscape. Whether Flavio's influence proves to be a catalyst for success or a source of turmoil remains to be seen. Ultimately, this situation underscores a fundamental truth about F1. Performance on the track is only half the battle. Surviving the machinations behind the scenes is just as crucial. This is Front Lockout, signing off.